Okay, so today we're going to be talking about chapter 2. The first thing is a model. So what a model is a smaller, simpler version. You want to make a model so you are assuring yourself that it will work. Three things that a model must have is it must be able to make a prediction. It must focus on the most important variable, and it must include an assumption. And I came up with an example. So if you were trying to predict the effect of raising prices at Strake on campus for campus parking, you would make an assumption about people's demand for those parking spots. So teachers would be much more willing to pay a higher price than students would be. And that is because the demand for a teacher wanting it is much higher or much greater than a student's. So they would be much more willing to pay rather than a student. A student wouldn't be willing to pay more for a parking spot. For graphs, economists actually use graphs to present a model, so they kind of go together. Most important are direct and indirect variation. So direct variation means that one's going to go up and the other is going to go up too. And indirect, vice versa, it would be one goes down and one goes up. Let's see, so an indirect, if a pitcher is doing well, then a batter would be doing worse. So if you switch it at batter, if a batter is doing well, then a pitcher is doing bad. Another example for direct would be experience in a job. If you have a high experience in a job, your income is going to be greater. So those go together. The next thing is positive and normative. So normative is more opinion-based. So another example I came up with is healthcare. So for humans, it's a human right to have healthcare. So people could generally say, I want the government to pay for it, and that is more of an opinion-based thing. If you're looking at it a positive economics way, you're going to be looking at more of the statistics on what happens if they do this. They're looking at more everything that's going to happen if this happens. More, it's not opinion, it's more facts and everything. And then, before we go into opportunity costs, a trade-off is all the options given up when a decision is made, and that goes with opportunity costs, which is basically what you don't get when you make a decision. But generally speaking, an opportunity cost is the next best one. So, like you said in class today, if you are making if you're making a decision between shirts, you're going to be down to 2 shirts, and you pick one shirt, the other shirt is going to be the next best one. And then marginal analysis, marginal benefit, marginal cost. This is all going with marginal. So an example is if you're going to study. So would you want to study for 3 hours in order to make an A, 2 hours in order to make a B, or 45 minutes to make a C or D? It's all depending on what you are willing to put in order for a better output, or yeah. So if you put in more time, you're gonna get better results, or it can switch, just more time for a different result than what you would do, or something like that. Next thing is the production possibility curve. So with this, here's a picture. So if you are going, so let's say someone is providing you equipment, you are going and they are giving it to you for your own use. So if they drop in sales and they're not doing very good, it's gonna bring this down, and your production is actually going to be less. So it directly corresponds with this. So they do bad, which is causing your company to do bad also. So the line would drop. Or if their sales are going great, everything's going great, that means yours would be great too. So the line would actually move out. They correspond with each other directly. So, and then there are a few things. So the law of increasing opportunity cost, that states that opportunity cost increases production of an output while an output expands. And then economic growth, last thing. The ability of an economy to produce greater levels of output for this growth to occur. The assumption of resources and technology are fixed and removed. And that is it for chapter 2. And that's it. Thank you.